Hello everybody and welcome back to the next video. This time we're gonna talk about 3 tips that our pro players are doing for increasing their MMR. And these tips will actually help you as well because I'm gonna give you a better understanding of like what is important in pubs and what is actually important for your discipline to grind the MMR. The first point is minimize your hero pool / minimize diversity. You need to focus on yourself and you need to focus on a specific number of heroes. I know I'm saying this so many times, but if you're playing one hero for 1 week, let's say 100 times, you're gonna be 10 times better on this hero than when you play the hero 100 times over a year. It is pretty simple and pretty easy to do. And I can guarantee you, if you do this and you're spamming heroes and you're enjoying it as well, you will grind MMR. And by the time you are grinding, you will stay happy. Because whenever you're winning, you're gonna be happy. It's not like, yo, I'm winning too much, I'm getting bored. It's the opposite. You're gonna be happy while you're winning. And whenever you do this, we'll win. Trust me. One more important point in this category is like, stay to your heroes. Like, take a pool of like 4 to 5 heroes and say like, okay, I have 2 heroes that are my main heroes, and the other 3 are like changing up things if you have like a good counter pick or if you see a very good pick in the game in the pub. But don't force yourself to pick these heroes that you are not like mainly playing. Try to focus on your biggest and strongest heroes that you like playing and that you have the most success with it. Even though it is a very strange game, it doesn't really matter. Like pro players are like sometimes actively picking bad or like bad matchup or heroes against other heroes just to prove themselves that they have a strong knowledge and a high skill and of understanding of the hero and the matchup and the game. They're literally like doing it to practice, to play under pressure. And this is the second point. Playing under pressure is something you will not learn by like 1 or 2 days. You need to understand one thing. Whenever you have like the problem like, yo, do I need to carry this game? Do I need to like outpush lanes? Do I need to gank there or do I need to smoke there? It is super easy to actually understand this and learn it, but you need to watch or you need to play a lot of games. And the easiest way to do this is watching pro players in pubs or even in like competitive gameplays. It doesn't even matter if you like watching pubs because the same things are gonna happen most of the time in like let's say 5k MMR and like 10k MMR average games. In 10k MMR games, the difference basically is people are very high talented most of the time and they understand what to do. And in 4 or 5k games, people don't have any clue what to do. Everybody's like just playing his own game. And that's like the big problem. Whenever you understand that point where you have the pressure like, yo guys, what do I need to do? Please tell me somebody. Nobody's gonna tell you. You need to make the own experience you will get with it and you need to learn out of it. And the best way to do this is pick 2 or 3 pro players, watch 1 or 2 replays a day and just see what they're doing. Even if they play completely different heroes, most of the time they have the same game plan and they will actually stick to it. And you will see the moves are very similar almost every single game. And you can adapt to that and copy this into your games. If it works out then, perfect. If it doesn't, then you're at least learning something new and you're gonna get more experience in like some pressure or like high pressure situations. And it is like a big benefit you will get. And also one point is, if you are under pressure in pubs especially, or like let's say you play a tournament with your friends, you feel the pressure and you feel like, yo, I'm not focusing myself. One thing that is very important under high pressure to actually perform and do is communication. If you communicate with your teammates, it is so much better for yourself and so much better for your teammates because they understand what you want to do and what is your plan to do. I'm not saying you need to be like a big captain or like you need to lead the entire game. No, a simple let's go fight or like go back or let's go rush is enough already. You just need to give a short quick information so everybody understands it and knows it, and if they listen to it, perfect, and if they don't listen to it, shit happens, at least you tried it. But it is very, very important to actually at least try it because you will get more confidence while talking and you will get more experience how people react. And let's say 99% of the people are not reacting, you should still do it, trust me. Because you're not saying this even just for your teammates, you're doing it for yourself. Because you're reminding yourself, yo, this is happening, that is happening, enemies are smoking, whatever. And you're actually like focusing on that more and you're just relieving the pressure from yourself because you gave your teammates the information and then you can decide what you want to do as a team. Ups are very chaotic, I know. But when I grind MMR, I usually talk a lot and I do a lot of calls. And I actually like doing this. Back in my day, when I was like a very high MMR, I called like almost every game. And whenever I was like in this tunnel vision to just play, focus on myself, focus on my heroes, and focus on the communication with my teammates, I had success in pubs and quite a lot of success. It felt pretty good. Sometimes the times were like pretty bad, but it happens. Dota, as I said before, like a million of times, is a long run thing, especially when it comes down to MMR. It is a marathon, not a sprint. So you need to think like, yo, if I win 100 games this month and next month I'm losing only 90 games, at the end of the day, you grinded like 250 to 300 MMR. So you should look at it like as a whole thing. I'm not saying you will be at 10k MMR next year, but there's a big chance that you can grind from like 1 to 2 or like 3 to 4k in like half a year if you just stay disciplined, consistent, and you're focusing on yourself and you're just like thinking about the important stuff and you're using the 3 tips I just gave you, of course, but that's like another thing. Alright, I'm gonna give you one more small bonus tip, and I want you to actually use this in your games. If you don't use this, you lose a lot of MMR, guaranteed. If you want to finish a game or if you want to go high ground, you need to make sure the enemies are dead. Minimum 2 or 3 heroes. And if they are not dead, like let's say 40 seconds, you are not going high ground. If they're respawning in like 10 or 20 seconds, I do not want you to go high ground. If you do go high ground, you're gonna lose because the enemies have buybacks or they're gonna respawn. And whenever the enemy is starting a fight and they're respawning in 10 seconds, they're literally gonna respawn at this time because you are so focused that you forget that they're respawning and you're just dying on the high ground and you throw the entire game. This happened so many times in every single bracket, in every coaching session, even in my own games and even in pro games. The high ground is the most scariest part of the game, and you need to make sure you are playing it either perfectly with your team or you make sure the enemy is having a very big disadvantage or the entire enemy team is like dead. But otherwise, do not go high ground and throw your MMR away. So let's just like quickly summon it up. 3 points. The first point is focus on yourself and on your heroes and minimize your diversity. We just talked about this point, so if you want to rewatch it, go back to the video. Second point was playing under pressure. Pressure can happen anytime. In-game, outside of the game, in like the drafting phase, whatever. But you need to get the experience and like you need to get the understanding of like more experienced players, or you need a lot of time to just play. And the last point is basically talking and communication. Making calls to your new team or like making calls in any public game. Even simple stuff. Go back, go fight, whatever is already enough. And you need to try it. It is very important. It will help you out quite a lot. So trust me, it's gonna improve your gameplay by a lot. Especially if you turn into this person that like likes to talk, stays PMA especially, and overall, you're just like very positive. So yeah, overall, I really hope this video is gonna help you guys out. One more bonus tip, check out my Patreon. You can follow there for free, and I'm gonna make the next coaching session on this weekend for free. So you can literally just watch my coaching sessions if you want. I think I uploaded there like 3 or 4 coaching sessions that you can watch for free if you just subscribe there for free. And you're gonna get a lot of experience out of that as well. Because my coaching sessions are very like simple. I'm trying to focus on like a whole game. Like everybody is struggling in pubs, yes. And I'm trying to just like focusing on the game. I'm not focusing on like a very, very specific stuff like item builds or like skill builds or whatever. I'm just like trying to like get 5% from everything. I want to see the people like communicating. I want to see them like buying decent starting items, buying decent like late game items, moving with the team, calling for rush, like pressuring the enemies, all that stuff. So I'm just like focusing on basically everything in a replay. And if you want to learn how that works, feel free to check it out on Patreon. If you like the new format of the videos, please let me know in the comments and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Appreciate it. Bye bye. Peace.